I took my 4-year-old son and put him in the trash can because...
According to the Internet Movie Database, or IMDb.com, the show Empire is about a hip-hop mogul who must choose a successor among his 3 sons, who are battling for control over his multi-million-dollar company, while his ex-wife schemes to reclaim what is hers. Empire had a 5-year run from 2015 to 2020, with 5 seasons, and has an overall rating of 7.4 out of 10 from over 38,000 votes. Today we're looking at behind-the-scenes secrets from the show Empire that you need to know about. Trust us, you do not want to miss this. First up, drama, and even more drama. If you've seen Empire, then you know that it's a show filled with a lot of music, romance, drama, and even murder. But what you may not have known is that behind the scenes of the show, there's just been as much drama. Much of the behind-the-scenes drama has centered around actor Jussie Smollett's alleged assault. The actor reported that he was the victim of an attack. However, the Chicago Police Department later claimed that Smollett had staged the attack, filed a false police report, and was subsequently arrested by police. The hit Fox series led the primetime network rating for the second time in 2018 and was hugely popular. But as we're about to see behind the scenes, everything wasn't always rainbows and gumdrops. We're going to look at behind the scenes meltdowns, lawsuits, strange ways that cast members dealt with the show's intense scenes, and some rather dark secrets, all from behind the scenes. Next up, a 2 a.m. walk to Subway for a tasty sub leads to a national news story. The actor who played the character Jamal Lyon was the subject of some serious real-life drama when he became a news headline back in January of 2019. Smollett has said that he was hungry when he decided to leave his home and walk to a nearby Subway restaurant for a tasty sub. According to Smollett, subsequently assaulted, Smollett said he felt that the alleged assault was racially motivated. Sources from the Chicago Tribune claim that Smollett told the Chicago Police Department that 2 men assaulted him in an unprovoked attack. Smollett claimed that as one of the men was punching him, the second man forced a noose around his neck. Smollett further claimed that his attackers yelled racist and anti-LGBTQ slurs at him. According to Smollett, the cherry on top was when one of his attackers yelled, "Make America Great Again," slogan used by twice impeached President Donald J. Trump and his MAGA cult. The incident only served to fan the flames of hatred and racial division in the nation's already tense racial and political climate. The attack on Smollett was immediately viewed as a genuine hate crime, and celebrities and politicians were quick to rally around Smollett in a show of solidarity and support. But as the Chicago Police Department started to investigate the matter, there was skepticism regarding the veracity of Smollett's claims. Shortly after the attack, 2 men, Olabinjo and Abimbalo Asundairo, were seen on CCTV footage in the area where Smollett claimed he was attacked. Chicago PD officially named the subjects, who had also happened to be brothers, as, quote, persons of interest. Police officers wasted no time in contacting and interviewing the brothers. The officers quickly learned that one of the brothers had worked as an extra on the Empire set, and the brothers confessed that Smollett had paid them $3,500 to plan and execute his own attack. After receiving this information, the Chicago Police Department charged Smollett with disorderly conduct and falsifying a police report. Federal crime carries with it a maximum sentence of 3 years. Bizarrely, the Chicago police claim that Smollett set up the attack because he was unhappy with his salary on the Empire show. Not exactly the strongest motive, but nonetheless, it's what was claimed by police. New charges resulted in the actor being fired from the show, and he was cut from the final 2 episodes of Empire. Next up, we'll look at Terrence Howard's reaction to the off-screen Smollett drama. Howard initially stood by Smollett and supported him publicly, like many other cast members, but after Smollett's arrest, some serious tension began to form behind the scenes, out of the public eye. According to the celebrity news and gossip source TMZ, Howard reportedly became unglued and snapped at Smollett. After the verbal altercation, Howard reportedly refused to come out of his trailer for the rest of the day. One source told TMZ under condition of anonymity that privately, Howard never believed Smollett's sensational attack story, felt it read more like a Hollywood script than anything else. Howard apparently pressed Smollett in a very heated conversation to tell the truth because, at least for Howard, the details about the attack that he was hearing from Smollett just weren't adding up. In one incident, Smollett allegedly cried on set and told cast members that the police were lying and that he was an innocent man. Regardless of the behind-the-scenes tension and blow-ups between Howard and Smollett, Howard still continued to support the actor publicly. Howard posted on Instagram about Smollett saying, quote, "All your little homies got you. Love the hell out of you." Next up, we'll talk about the skeleton in Terrence Howard's closet. Not everyone has some form of skeletons in their closet. Secrets that they don't want the world to know about or see. And while being a famous actor does come with some obvious perks, some of the downsides is that the skeletons in their closet have a habit of becoming nationwide or even international news. Just prior to the start of Empire Season 2, Howard himself was in some hot water. Howard and his wife, Michelle Gent, went through a very nasty divorce. Gent claimed that she was terrified of Howard and that he was a serious domestic abuser. The stories only got crazier. Gent claimed that Howard displayed some frightening and psychotic behavior. Gent essentially told anyone who would listen about Howard's crazy drug use and suicidal threats, but text messages and emails sent by Howard were submitted as evidence and seen by the courts seemed to back up and support Gent's statements. Gent submitted text messages to the court that supported her claims that Howard was, quote, dangerously possessive, and it turns out that Howard had a history of being a domestic abuser. Back in 2013, long before the show Empire first aired, one of Howard's ex-girlfriends contacted the New York Daily News with claims that Howard had punched and choked her on more than one occasion. If you go even further back in 2001, Howard admitted to slapping his first wife in front of his children, even though the police report indicated that Howard had punched his wife twice in the face with a closed fist. Next up, we'll talk about Empire's hot and steamy scenes. As you've seen the show, then you already know about the show's hot and heavy scenes. But what you probably don't know are some of the behind-the-scenes secrets of these steamy scenes. According to Taraji P. Henson, who plays Cookie Lyon on the show, Howard had some issues with becoming, how shall we say, too aroused. Henson and Howard have some heavy-duty romance scenes together, and apparently, Howard was prone to getting excited. Henson claims that in order to make himself less aroused, Howard would keep his clothes on at times, or strangely threaten to beat up his private part. That's certainly bizarre, but hey man, whatever works. There's another weird trick that was used to keep Howard's arousal at bay, and this one's as weird as it is creepy. But again, whatever works. Henson claims that one of the things she would do at times was to claim to be a little girl and speak to Howard in the little girl's voice in between takes. Henson claims it was a surefire way to prevent Howard from becoming too aroused. Finally, we'll talk about straight men playing gay characters. As you may or may not know, Jussie Smollett is an openly gay black man who happens to play a gay man on Empire. But what about his on-screen love interests? Smollett's claimed that in order for him to do the sex scenes with actor Rafael de la Fuente, he decided to become close friends with Rafael off-screen to make things easier on them both. And while Rafael has generally been quiet about his orientation in real life, some of Smollett's gay love interests on the show were straight. And according to Smollett, this is where things got kind of weird. Eka Darville, who plays the character Ryan Morgan on the show, is one of Smollett's on-screen boyfriends. Smollett said that while he and Darville were shooting some rather intimate scenes together, that Darville's wife and baby were actually on set. Smollett has claimed that this made him feel awkward, but he wanted to do whatever he could to make Darville comfortable. In the future, it might be better to hire genuinely gay actors to play gay characters. Just a thought. Thank you for listening and watching. Please click like and subscribe to our channel. More exciting and informative videos are on the way.